Russia is reportedly coercing thousands of migrants and foreign students, particularly from Africa, to join its military efforts in Ukraine in exchange for visa renewals. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories. At number 1, a group of approximately 30 members of the House of Representatives, known as the reform-minded lawmakers from different political parties, G30, are advocating for significant constitutional changes. Their proposals include a single 6-year term for the offices of president and governors, as well as a rotational presidency among Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. During a press conference in Abuja, co-sponsor Honorable Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere, representing Idato North-South Federal Constituency of Imo State, highlighted the group's 50 jointly sponsored bills, which have passed their first reading in the House of Representatives. The lawmakers also suggested creating the offices of 2 vice presidents from the northern and southern parts of Nigeria. The first vice president would be a succession vice president, while the second vice president would be a minister in charge of the economy, both holding ministerial roles. Ugochinyere underscored the importance of these reforms in managing Nigeria's affairs and promoting national cohesion and peace. At number 2, the organized labor has set a deadline for the federal government to act on workers' demands by midnight on Tuesday, June 11, 2024, following a 1-week grace period that started on June 4th. Assistant General Secretary of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Chris Onyeka, announced in Channels Television's The Morning Brief that if the government fails to meet their demands, the NLC and Trade Union Congress, TUC, will resume the nationwide industrial action. Onyeka stated that organized labor would not accept the proposed 62,000 Naira minimum wage, demanding 250,000 Naira as the living wage for Nigerian workers, which they believe will not suffice for current economic conditions. At number 3, Nigeria's currency in circulation has reached an unprecedented 3.97 trillion naira as of May 2024, marking a 314.6 billion naira increase year to date, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. This represents a 1.07% month-on-month increase from 3.92 trillion naira in April and a substantial 56.93% year-on-year rise from 2.53 trillion naira in May 2023. The CBN had revealed that currency in circulation closed December 2023 at 3.65 trillion naira from 1.39 trillion naira reported in January 2023. While there have been a significant surge in the currency in circulation, the country's economic growth has been tepid, with Nigeria's economic growth rate for 2024 projected to be around 2.9% and 3.1%, having one of the slowest growth rates in West Africa. Meanwhile, analysts believe the currency in circulation presupposes that there has been more spending in the economy, especially by the government, because of the hardship in the land. At number 4, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS Court, has dismissed an application filed by former National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Sambo Dasuki, seeking to compel the Nigerian government to enforce a judgment delivered in his favor on October 4, 2016. The news agency of Nigeria reports that the court had previously declared Dasuki's arrest and detention unlawful and a violation of his rights. However, Justice Sengo Koroma, the Judge Rapporteur who delivered the judgment in Abuja, stated that the court lacked jurisdiction to entertain or enforce the earlier judgment. He emphasized that the court followed laid-down procedures regarding the enforcement of its judgment as enshrined in community law. In the original judgment, Justice Friday Nwoke had declared the government's actions against Dasuki as arbitrary, unlawful, a mockery of democracy and the rule of law, and a violation of local and international rights to liberty. The court also held that the government's actions violated Dasuki's rights under the African Charter of Human and People's Rights, ACHPR, and the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, ICCPR. It ordered the release of Dasuki's seized properties and the payment of 15 million naira in damages to him. At number 5, a Rivers State High Court has ruled that Martin Amaewhule and 26 other lawmakers of the Rivers State House of Assembly remain members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. On Monday, the court dismissed a suit filed by Wusa Amadi and 3 others, which sought to declare the seats of the 27 lawmakers vacant, following their alleged defection to the All Progressives Congress (APC) in December 2003. Presiding Judge Justice Okobole Wasem ruled that the claimants failed to prove sufficient evidence proving that the lawmakers defected to the APC. Justice Wasem stated that defection cannot be established through newspaper publications, radio announcements, or online publications. Instead, it requires concrete evidence such as the party membership register, membership card, and fulfillment of all membership requirements within the party. The ruling ensures that Martin Amaewhule and the 26 other lawmakers will retain their seats in the Rivers State House of Assembly as members of the PDP. At number 6, youths staged a protest in Akure, the Ondo state capital, Monday against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) raid that resulted in the arrest of 127 individuals at 2 nightclubs. The EFCC operatives stormed the nightclubs over the weekend, apprehending the youth over alleged internet fraud activities. According to The Punch, among those arrested was a man celebrating his bachelor's eve with friends. Scores of protesters gathered in the capital city, chanting solidarity songs and demanding the unconditional release of the arrested individuals. The protest caused a traffic logjam on the popular Oba Adeshiwa Road and the Governor's Office Road. Meanwhile, the EFCC confirmed the arrest by its personnel from the Ibadan Zonal Directorate in Akure, but denied any mistreatment of suspects. Head of Media and Publicity for the EFCC, Dele Oyewole, issued a statement on Sunday refuting the allegations of brutality and use of tear gas. At number 7, the southeast region of Nigeria ranks among the highest in human trafficking infractions in the country, according to the Director General of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi. She made the statement at a workshop in Enugu organized by the International Center for Migration Policy Development, ICMPD, in partnership with NAPTIP. Professor Waziri Azi described human trafficking as the second major crime globally, but noted it is often viewed as a minor crime in Nigeria. She urged stakeholders to collaborate in the fight against human trafficking, highlighting that anyone, regardless of age, could fall victim. She also advocated for increased awareness and sensitization in communities, underscoring the scars of sexual exploitation, child labor, and organ harvesting. At number 8, Russia is reportedly coercing thousands of migrants and foreign students, particularly from Africa, to join its military efforts in Ukraine in exchange for visa renewals, according to a Bloomberg report. The reports disclosed that European officials allege the Kremlin is using tactics similar to those employed by the Wagner mercenary group, threatening to deny visa extensions to African students and young workers unless they enlist. Some migrants on work visas have reportedly been detained and given the choice between deportation or fighting, with bribery being an option for avoiding military service. The Russian Foreign Ministry did not respond to requests for comment on these allegations. Bloomberg reports that Ukrainian officials have noted an increase in the number of foreign fighters among captured prisoners, particularly from Africa and Nepal. It added that some of Ukraine's allies are considering sharing intelligence with affected countries. At number 9, Nigerian athletes Favor Ofili and Onwuzurike delivered standout performances at the Astaf New York Grand Prix on Sunday, securing victories in the women's and men's 100 meters events respectively. Onwuzurike, former world under-20 200 meter champion, clinched the men's 100 meter title with a time of 10.24 seconds, narrowly edging out American's Kendall Williams with a time of 10.25 seconds and PJ Austin with 10.26 seconds. Favor Ofili triumphed in the women's 100 meters, finishing in 11.18 seconds. She was followed closely by veteran sprinter Morolake Akinosun with a time of 11.20 seconds and American Aliyah Hobbs with a time of 11.21 seconds. Despite her victory, Ofili aims to achieve the Olympic qualifying standard of 11.7 seconds before the qualification window closes. However, she has already secured her spot in the 200-meter event. Ofili holds the African record in the 150 meters and recorded a qualifying time of 22.33 seconds in the 200 meters in April. Finally, at number 10, Israeli War Cabinet Minister Benny Gantz has resigned from the emergency government, signaling growing divisions over Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's plans for Gaza post-conflict. During a news conference in Tel Aviv on Sunday, Mr. Gantz announced his resignation, stating the decision was made with a heavy heart. Unfortunately, Mr. Netanyahu is preventing us from approaching true victory, which is the justification for the painful ongoing crisis, he said. Mr. Gantz, a political rival of Mr. Netanyahu and a former chief of staff of the Israel Defense Forces (IDF), called for a date to be set for elections. Mr. Netanyahu responded via social media urging Mr. Gantz to stay, as this is not the time to quit the campaign but to join forces. Despite Mr. Gantz's resignation, the Israeli government remains stable, with Mr. Netanyahu holding a 64-seat majority in the 120-seat Knesset. That's it on what's happening. You can join the conversation on our website at www.rootstv.ng, follow us on social media, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Roots TV Nigeria. Thank you for watching.